This is called Elder Abuse 2. I truly hope you don't have a clue. You have no idea about any of this. But if they're at the end of this, and I don't know how many I can do, I know I have about 6 or 8 prime examples of elder abuse, all from the same source. Let's see how many we get done. So, I lived in a household. There were 4 of us. Ended up 5, but at the time there were 4 of us that lived in the same basement apartment. Nice apartment, good people. Good people. I had no idea. I really kind of thought, I think they liked me. Well, they certainly worked pretty hard to make sure that I knew I was welcome. One day, the main contender, pretender, I was walking from my bedroom, headed for the kitchen to make myself a coffee, and he stopped me very abruptly. And I don't think he put his hand on my shoulder or anything, but he stopped me. And he took a cute little black razor, battery-powered razor, and he said, "Shave your..." I won't say what he said, but what he was saying is, shave your male parts. I said, "Why would I do that?" Well, he said, "Do it." That's how he said it. There was a time when his kindness, friendship, it went from politeness to a humiliating, denigrating, demeaning, arrogant attitude. I said, "I'm not doing that." He said, "Yes, you are." I said, "I sure as hell am not." I said, "I am not a hairy man. I have enough hair on my body to establish that I really am a man, but I am not a hairy man." Oh, he was angry. He was angry. Because what I was starting to realize was there's more going on here than I was aware of. And he was purposing in his heart to break me down so that I would be more suitable as a victim if my spirit, as with a horse, were broken. I watched, and I may be a slow learner. In the state of my mind at that time, trust me, I was definitely a slow learner. And so I refused to follow his orders. And that developed a very interesting thing. Now, I have an innate disrespect for WCB. If I injure myself And I know it's not long term. I know that I'll be fine. I am morally obligated as an employee to let people know who are in leadership. And I injured my hand and ended up getting a ride to the local hospital and having x-rays. And the doctor in charge that night, he said, your hand is mashed. M-A-S-H-E-D, mashed, like you do to potatoes. And there was an area on my hand where I counted 9 broken bones in an 1.5 to 2 inch round circle on my hand. And surgeon said, how many times have you broken your hand? And I said, can I ask you a question, sir? He said, yes. I said, can you tell easily a fresh break from an old break? He said, no. He said, you can kind of see it. They heal. But generally speaking, you can always see it. He said, you have broken that hand quite a lot. And I said, well, sir, this is where it gets really interesting, because I really do try to speak truth. And I said, I counted the breaks, only on one occasion was I not allowed to look at x-rays. That was very recently. And but every other time, I tell the x-ray tech, and I give them a number, and I say that to you, and you'll think I'm lying, and I'm not. And I'll say, I've broken so many ribs, leg, arm, wrist, stuff like that. Gravity, Irish, fall off horses, so on. And he said, doctor said, is this a WCB claim? I said, no, sir, it's not. He said, I'm going to put a hand brace on. I said, will I be able to work with the hand brace on? He said, yes. I said, do you see any reason why I should miss any work? Well, he said, you're going to hurt. I said, I have had a lifetime of hurts, and I don't need anything, not T3s, anything. I said, I don't need aspirin. And he said, do you want to go to work? I said, yes, I do, sir. I said, I would appreciate it if you would give me a letter that I could give my employer, because if you don't, they find out that I have a sore hand. Well, I counted 9 breaks. And but the lady, she shut that x-ray machine off. I was pretty sure there's 10. I didn't even know there were that many bones in that little part of the hand. I mean, I didn't have a clue. And the doctor, he and I, we just had so much fun. He was such a pleasure. And he said, Jim, he says, oh, I just so enjoy talking to you. I said, my brother. I said, my brother, it has been an honor. It's been such an honor. And so that was that night. The next day, my pretender of friendship compassion. Let's just call him the abuser. Okay? He said, I'm taking you back to the hospital. I said, why are you doing that? He said, because you are going to tell the doctor that you lied. And I said, I try with my whole heart not to lie. He said, you're gonna lie this time. He said, you're gonna tell the doctor that you need serious pain meds. And I said, what type of meds are you talking? He said, Percocets. I said, once I had a surgery. I don't even remember what it was. And they gave me Percs. And they are too strong. I mean, T3s, one of those, if you have a broken leg, well, that's plenty. I don't like meds. But here's the abuser. This is how the abusers work. He said, I'm taking you back to the hospital and you are going to tell them that you lied and that you need Percs. And I thought, boy, I don't like this kid, eh? And we went back to the hospital. I had to live in the same house. I rode with the idiot every day. Oh, and that's another subject. Unbelievable. So we went back to the hospital. We got the same doctor. He and I had talked the day before about the worst pain pills I'd ever had were Percocets. And I said, I will never use those. Not ever. Never. I said, I don't even like taking pain anything. Unless it's a really serious surgery, I won't take anything. When I had my fingers and thumb all broken and my middle finger amputated, the doctor, he put the wrappings on a little bit too tight. And, it hurt me. And I did use some pain meds that one night, the first night. So we went back to the hospital. Doctor standing in front of me, the abuser. Oh, it's so interesting. He was so concerned about me. He was standing directly behind me. And the doctor said to him, how are you associated with Jim? He said, well, he's kind of my dad. And I thought, you bastard. If I had a son like you, I wouldn't have him long. Of course, my sons would never be so disrespectful. And the doctor said, Jim, he says, he's a big smile. He said, what can I do for you? I said, you remember my hand was kind of broken. He said, oh, yeah. I said, I'm looking at him. I said, and I'm squinting. And the abuser is behind me. And I said, I think I need Percocets. And I'm looking at him. And he's looking at me. This little thing. But all you could see was my nose moving side to side. But that doctor understood. He said, no, Jim. He says, I will not give you Percocets. I thought, The abuser couldn't see, but I was smiling because I'd beaten that fatherless child, and he wasn't going to get stoned on my pain meds or sell them to make a profit. And I smiled at the doctor. I said, "Brother." He said, "Yes." I said, "Thank you." He said, "You're welcome, Jim." So we left the hospital. He offered me T3s. I said, "No." I said, "No, that's okay, thank you." And we left the hospital. And that young man, the abuser, oh, he was livid. He was so angry. And I thought, you rotten person. You rotten, rotten person. But he didn't get any perks hanging around me. Well, he did, actually. A lot of other stuff. But no Percocets. So, 16, 15, 16. I'm on a roll. I hope if you are a bit elderly, watch. It's going to get better. You won't ever believe. You won't. God bless you. Oh, let's have fun here.